Hey y'all, JR here, live for the first time, and I'm sitting in town, really nice area of town. There's a venue right here that I'd love to be playing at soon. And well, I'm here to answer some questions, and we'll wait for some more people to show up, and then I'm going to either, okay, here's a question for you. Would you rather have hot wings or sushi? I'm gonna go eat after this and I can't decide which one I want. They're both literally right down the road here. So if you can come up with that, an answer to that, hot wings or sushi, that would be awesome. Hey Dee Dee, just Dee Dee. How are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. So I was gonna go live the other day and I asked some questions and asked for some feedback on what you'd like to hear, what kind of questions. Yes, you did find me. I'm glad to see that. Honestly, yeah, I'm really craving the wings, to be honest with you. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. And it's a beautiful area of town where you sit outside and I can have wings and a nice lemonade or something, you know. So, if anyone has any questions, I'm going to start with the question that someone asked me the other day. And that was, how many songs have you written? And what's your favorite one? Now, honestly, that is a super loaded question. I tried to count the other day, and honestly, it's probably in the realm of 52, something like that. And I mean, they range from, okay, so instead of just one genre, mostly I do write country, I sing country, that's my favorite genre. But I have a calypso song for the beach. I have a blues song. I have a song very similar to Bruce Springsteen. So it ranges, and when I'm writing it, I don't say, hey, I'm gonna write a calypso song, you know? It just kind of happens in my head. And for example, I wrote a song about going to the shore, just throwing your bag in the back of your pickup truck and heading out to clear your head. And so that one's actually called Sure Enough. And in my head, I heard like steel drums. So I said to myself, all right, that's what we got to do here. So for the most part, when I'm writing a song, I do have an end in mind. Like some songs I know in my head, the whole arrangement. I know what the electric lead guitar should be. I know what the rhythm should be. I know there should be fiddle here. I know this is gonna need some piano. Just pedal steel, you know. And then others I'll write and I don't have a clue what to do with it. And that's why I like to sit with a producer. For example, one of my first songs ever, Forever Girl, I wrote it as a country song, kind of in the vein of Florida Georgia Line. I was listening a lot to them back then, and so that's kind of where it was going. And then I gave it to my producer in New York City, and he came back with a song that sounded pop and like a summer pop song, and I couldn't believe it. I was blown away by it. So there are different versions of some songs. For example, I have a song, Second Chances. And originally, as crazy as it sounds, it started as a rap song. And then I gave it to a producer again, and he came back with a song that sounded very similar to like Better Days by Bruce Springsteen. So I love the collaboration. I love bringing my written music into a studio and saying, look, what do you think before I tell you what's in my head? So we kind of go there. And to get back to the original question, what's my favorite song? I'm gonna have to go with probably the second song that I ever wrote, and it's called Forever Girl. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because it encompasses literally everything about growing up in a small town. We had nothing to do. We would drive back roads past cornfields. You know, we'd all hook up with our pickup trucks in a field and build a bonfire and pass the Jack Daniels around. You know, that's what we did. And you know, you're always looking for that perfect girl or the perfect guy, you know. And every night, that's kind of what you were looking for. You wanted that forever girl. And that's where that whole song came from. And literally, I would say every bit of that song I lived, you know. And most of my songs, I would say probably almost all of my songs are my life, my experiences, and that's what I dig from, you know, is my past and even my future, like my thoughts, you know, where I want to go. Like I have a song that's it's about wanting to get to Nashville, Tennessee. I actually have two songs like that. One's called A Musician's Dream, for lack of a better name for it for now. And what did I call the other one? Oh, Brand New Day. So basically, you know, jumping out of bed, saddling up your horse, and riding away to a better day, basically Nashville. And the Musician's Dream one was basically me walking the streets of New York City, you know, as the lights go down, and in the evening, and dreaming about being in Nashville as opposed to being in New York City. You know, I have a lyric trading bums with whiskey jugs for, what is it? For visitors with, I don't remember exactly, but you know, it's basically trading New York City for Nashville. You know, all the hubbub there and all the crazy visitors and all that stuff. But yeah, every time I go to Nashville, I feel like I'm home. You know, it's such a gorgeous city. There's so much energy there. I just brighten up, you know, so much. But anyway, Tammy Matthews. Yes, I do have a song called Fast Train that's going to be coming out. She just reminded me of it. Funny thing is, all right, if you've ever been my friend, if you've ever been in a relationship with me, I mean, that could be guy or girl, you know, like friends and or, you know, women that I dated, etc. Chances are you're in a song, whether you like it or not. I mean, I won't name names, but you're probably there, because I pull from experience. You know, that's what I do. So I hope I answered that question. I probably had like 50 odd songs written. Some are only half written. I mean, it's crazy because it'll just strike me like I'll get not necessarily a chord, like a hook in a dream, and I'll have to wake up and write it down. I know Keith Richards does that. He always leaves a guitar next to his bed so that he can write down a riff that he dreamt, and I do that too, honestly. Since I'm single, a lot of times my guitar is in my bed. But yeah, so I have like lyrics on napkins. I'll wake up and have to write something down, or I'll just be walking and a story will come to me, and I have to tell that story, and that's how the songs like progress. Hey, Kimberly Reed Campbell, how are you? I just answered your question, so I'll re-up that real quick. In terms of how many songs I've written, probably in the 50s somewhere at this point, with scattered partials everywhere. Not everywhere, I have them all in one book at this point, but like they're on napkins, they're on pieces of scrap paper, you know, it's ridiculous. A lot of them I have on my phone. Like if I think of a riff or a chord or something, or just a tune that should go with something, I'll just do audio on my phone and just record it so I know, or I'll play the 3 or 4 chords in a row with the strum so I know, all right, that's how it should sound. Let's put some lyrics to that, you know. So Kimberly Reed Campbell, probably 50 something songs. My favorite still is probably Forever Girl, only for the fact that it encompasses my life, how I grew up, living in a small town, looking for that girl, you know. That was your whole point, other than just to, you know, enjoy your friends and get crazy. You were always looking for that perfect forever partner. So that's probably still my favorite. I'd say in terms of composition, I'd probably say Love Bleeds Red, because it really goes from like a kind of a mellow tune, and then it ramps up and changes complete direction, and it gets pretty crazy. So I like doing that too, you know, mixing the song up completely, so it's not just one whole you know, take you away. I don't know if that makes any sense, but Stephanie Marie, let's see. You're very welcome, Kim. Hey, how are the boys, by the way? Are they there? I want to say hi. Stephanie Marie Elding, what influences you the most to write songs? Wow. Experience. I am not structured. I can't sit down every day and say, all right, from 4 to 5, every day after I get home from work, I have to write a song. It never works like that. It can be anything. Like, it can be a song on the radio. It can be something I pass by when I'm driving. It could be a smell in the air. You know, like I could be, you know, I could smell a magnolia, or you know, it can be anything. It really, experience, I think, is influences me the most, I believe. What other questions did you guys have? Oh, I have one. All right. So my friend Jay, we had a band up in New Jersey, believe it or not, called Bourbon Sun, and me and my drummer Jay Adcock, we started the band together, and he just asked me. He's in a new band up there. If you're all up there, check them out. It's a Buckshot Band. I'm giving them a shout out. Buckshot Band, New Jersey. And they're a real cool country band. They cover a lot of stuff, mostly new stuff though, you know, because that's what the young kids dig these days. So, but check them out. I'm sorry. So to get back to that, what Jay asked me, he's like, well, why don't you come back up north and play with me again? And as much as it tears at me, because I really could. I could make a good living up there, playing gigs in Jersey and New York, etc. But man, I got to tell you, I love the South. I love the people down here, and it's just such a warm feeling that I don't want to go back. You know, I love it down here, and like I said, I'm going further. I'm going down to Tennessee. I'm living there, hopefully for the rest of my life. Let's see. So Jay, I'm sorry, I'm not coming back soon. I mean, I'll come up and gig with you once in a while. That's cool. And I was supposed to sing lead vocals for the Buckshot Band when they did the rodeo, but then the rodeo got canceled and it got all screwed up, so I didn't get to do that. So honestly, here's another plug. I think this fall I'm going back up to play with the Buckshot Band and also do some duo acoustic gigs. Let's see. All right. So, what music has influenced you the most? That's Natasha. How you doing? What music? You know, I'd have to say 100% old school country. Like, all right. So my heroes, my biggest hero, Chris Christopherson, because the man's a genius. He turned down to teach at West Point, which, by the way, I used to live by there, and gorgeous, and decided. Parents hated him for it, decided to go to Nashville, like live out of his car basically, and write music. And the guy's a hero to me. So what influences me most is the actions of those outlaw country artists, number one, to buck the labels and just play what you feel, sing your song. So that's Chris Christopherson, that's Johnny, you know, Willie, good Lord, Waylon Jennings, please, another huge hero. So those guys influenced me the most. Merle Haggard, man, I love that man's voice, honestly. But so they got me into really thinking about my own voice, and like, don't get me wrong, I like to cover other people's stuff,